I have no idea why I randomly thought about, actually, I know why. In my video about Yeet, I randomly brought up Honestly Nevermind, and I thought about how people even in the comments were telling me that they hated the album, which is fine, that's your opinion. And then I started thinking about how I wonder what most people's favorite Drake album actually is, right? Nothing Was the Same or Thank Me Later, who knows? The point being, I realized Drake has been around, and not even just including his mainstream career, for like 18 years. Let me say that again, 18 years. Some of the niggas in my comment section probably haven't even been around that long, and it just made me feel so strange because I started thinking to myself, who in God's name could come out right now or has come out within the past like 5 or so years, so since 2020 basically, that would be able to last that long in the industry? And basically, bro, I don't think anybody could. Now, this is not the glazed Drake, as there are a couple of different names I could just throw at you right now who have been around that long, maybe even way longer. Plus, Drake is Drake. But the difference is, Drake still finds mainstream success regardless of whether or not you hate him for being a PDF file, his music not being your taste, him texting Millie Bobby Brown, him ruining people's careers. Okay. There's a lot of very valid reasons to not like Drake, but my point still stands that he has been around for a very long time at this point. There's people watching this video right now that were basically babies when Drake was putting out mixtapes. Let that sink in. So I don't know why, but I kind of do want to discuss how basically, if you want to be a rapper, you're really gonna have to come with it, because even past that, right? Like, let's say you're just successful and you become a big-ish name. How are you going to make your career last for years on years on years? The truth is, even if you're successful, you better be investing, because at this point, I don't even really know if it's possible to last that long in the music industry. i.e., it's really not, and there's a couple of different reasons for that. See, rap music has been around for a very long time, longer than I've been around, okay? And I was born in 1989. No, I wasn't. I'm trolling. But I have been around for a little minute, and rap's been around for way longer, okay? While it's been around, we have seen countless rappers in the game, and when I say countless, I'm not dragging it. Like, name every rapper in the world right now. Exactly. Rap has changed countless times, along with the amount of rappers that have entered the game. Things have been in right now, and things have not. Gangster rap, cloud rap, boom bap, crunk. Like, nigga, holy shit, it is so many different forms of rap. And the problem is that your style of rap is honestly going to be one of the most important things when you're a literal rapper. Duh. Also, here's a drinking game. Take a shot every time I say the word rap or rapper for the rest of the video. Anyway, rap, take a shot. It's just moving way too fast now. And one of the main reasons for that now is simply because of streaming. I'll just keep using Drake as an example, right? Since he's the biggest rapper basically in the world. Drake started rapping in that era where if you wanted to get a Drake album or a rap album in general, you were gonna go out of your way to the store and buy it on a CD, or you were gonna go on iTunes and spend real USD to purchase it and keep it. Or, you know, you were just gonna burn it on a CD using LimeWire, if some of y'all even know what that is. Basically, you know, now it's like if you really want to go check out such and such's album, you could literally just move your fingers a few times and it'd be right there. No, you literally had to go out of your way to listen to these artists. Nowadays, you got an album getting shoved down your throat every 5 seconds, albeit not from the people you may want. Yo, I gotta make a video on this nigga. This nigga hates y'all. But you get my point. It's so easy to consume music now in the massive 2025, okay? I mean, think about how many kids were downloading BandLab and using them weak-ass Jace presets to replicate his sound. What about the kids that would crack FL Studio and make a hit? Listening to music at this point is just too easy to do. And I'm not saying that as if it was just so hard to do beforehand. Obviously, it just took a little bit more effort to enjoy the music you liked. At least, like, a little bit, okay? Back then, people forget how massive Nelly was, like, in the early 2000s especially. Like, in the early 2000s, I think it was him, Eminem, Jay-Z, Outkast, DMX, Ja Rule, 50 Cent, / G-Unit, like, and even to a lesser extent, you had, like, Cam, Dipset, Busta Rhymes, Nas, Ludacris, like, I don't know, man. Kanye and Wayne had just started popping, but their era of dominance was a bit later, you know what I mean? Like, this was all in the CD and actual mixtapes era. Now, I know I'm kind of going all over the place. Just keep listening, right? Rap, and not even just rap, like, we can discuss the entire music industry itself, but it has just gone through really fast and dramatic shifts over the past few years. And when I say the past few years, I'm talking about like 10 to 5 maybe. With how popular things like digital platforms and streaming services and social media is now, it's really revolutionized the way music is consumed and produced and even like promoted. Now we've got like promo demons and deluxe albums only a month after the main album comes out. The way everything is now, it's just truly opened the door for like countless rappers, even just artists in general, enabling them to reach global parts of the world without the need for traditional, labels like sign this paperwork and the way we just used to do things in order to get on. And this goes down to even what people, call the TikTok effect. Like, obviously it's pretty fucking self-explanatory, but for the slow ones, basically, it's like when a song gets massive on TikTok. This is why some rappers are under the guise of being quote-unquote TikTok rappers. I'm not gonna say who, but y'all know who I'm talking about when I refer to who would be considered a TikTok rapper. It's funny because some people generalize it to TikTok music, like when Lucifer was going really crazy on TikTok with body parts and cursed emeralds, and people were calling it TikTok music or Roblox music. But a more mainstream example would be like Say So by Doja Cat, because I don't know if y'all remember how viral that song actually was, but TikTok is the main reason that like that song went as crazy as it did. And then on top of that, I think it had like a dance to it. But going back to why it's like this, we gotta dial it back a bit, right? Because in the pre-streaming era, which by the way, I wouldn't even be able to determine what years those were, but it wasn't that long ago, the music industry relied heavily on physical sales of CDs and records as their primary revenue stream. I think this is like the main reason people who I mentioned earlier, like Drake and Eminem and Wayne, are still super well off, because they came up in that era. Whether it's unfortunate or not though, the rise of streaming platforms like the Spotify's and the Apple Music's have caused, honestly, just such a significant decline in like traditional music sales. Like I said earlier, why are you about to go to the store and buy an actual CD when you can just, add your card on your iPhone or your Android, buy all the music you want in the world? I mean, we're really in the future with how basically everything is at our fingertips. All information you would ever want to know can literally be found the same way you discovered this video: the internet. We can blame it on the fact that we're in the future or whatever, but honestly, this shift can be attributed to just how much more convenient it is to digitally access music, whatever it may be that we listen to, versus owning a shitload of physical copies of said music. But it's not just about the technicality of buying music and how easily it's streamed to us. This is the fun part, because now instead of technology, we can blame some of this on actual human error, even though there's no real error in this. Look, rap is also moving too fast simply because, I mean, how many times can you hear about this guy fucking this bitch, this guy sipping this lean, this girl talking about how she's got the biggest ass, this guy spinning this block? I mean, we briefly covered this on my Rap is Dead video, that it's just reused content over and over and over again at this point. That's why whenever I meet people that tell me they don't even listen to rap, I don't ever even blame them for it. Rap is just kind of in a really weird place where it's almost like everything's almost just kind of been done, so of course we're just not paying as much attention to everything that has happened. Staying on a mainstream tip, last year we had 21 drop, if y'all even remember that, and I bet not a single one of you has listened to a song from that project since it came out. And if you have, shut up. You're lying. No, you didn't. And I mean, it's not even that there's too much music coming out. It's more so just how quickly we're consuming it. And it's because the industry is fully aware that you guys are going to hear one thing and then be on to the next a few days later, if not a day later. A certain thing may get its buzz, like Kendrick and Drake beefing, which in my opinion, that whole shit has gone on for way too long. I will never forgive y'all for caring this much about what is going on between two niggas. On top of how fast music is going off of the consumerism alone, we're forgetting how many artists pop up randomly like once a month. It feels like something goes viral at least once a month. But let's be real here. When we're talking about rap, there's so many different genres. Is it really going too fast if there's just so much to cover? I personally think the true problem with how fast this shit is going is the whole mainstream side of music. To use myself as an example, and I know y'all are gonna sit there and type, "You're trying to be so different," in my comments. Truthfully, I don't care. But all the way back in 2010, I was already on the whole mainstream rap is boring wave, which is how I even discovered the underground, because I was so desperate for new music, even when I was that little, that I went out of my way to find new forms of rap. Since that was my favorite genre, I figured there's gotta be more out there than just Wiz Khalifa, B.O.B., Lil Jon, Ludacris. Like, something else had to be out there. And I feel like what this new generation is experiencing 15 years later is just something I think y'all are just kind of late to. Lil Baby just dropped his Wham album, and let's just say people liked it, but not everybody. Don't get me wrong, it sold very well, but it's Lil fucking Baby. Of course it sold well. Some people like myself are just tired of the whole generic 10 to 15 track album with the standard issued feature Future, Young Thug, and Travis Scott. Like, I had the misfortune of listening to Wham specifically because I wanted to see if Lil Baby could really do anything different for once in his life. And off of his track record alone, his literal track record, what do you think he did? Like, come on, bro. The shit was... It just wasn't for me. I ain't gonna sit here and say it was garbage. It just wasn't for me. Oversaturation and just the lack of things truly changing in that mainstream pocket is exactly why it feels like rap is moving too fast. It's probably because we're getting the exact same bullshit from everyone in that realm. Now, I will say, there are artists right now that are popular within their realm, especially in the underground, but the problem is that they're underground for a reason, and that doesn't mean they're not talented. But let's be serious. Do you really think Netspend or Hard Rock is ever gonna rap alongside Wayne or Future? And I know there's very special cases like Yeat where he ended up on Drake's album, but you guys have to remember, especially if you watched my last video, is that I honest to God think Yeat is one of the last few artists that came out with a new sound that had a mainstream appeal. I have real life family members that I would consider normies, as pompous as that sounds, that likes Yeat's music, genuinely. But if I played a Netspend song around them, they would probably think that I was on the oh, wait, hold on. I cannot say that. YouTube is so soft. They would think something was wrong with me. Any genre that is as dominant as rap was just bound to run into this problem because of how fast we can just take all this music in, with nothing really being all that different, or things that are that different being heavily derived of something that came before. Of course, rap was just gonna start going too quick. I almost did a worst albums of 2024 video, and I damn near got overwhelmed because of how many options I had. Now, you can say I'm hating, but I'm sorry, nothing was just really that good to me from 2024, except for JPEG's album, Schoolboy Q's album, Lil Uzi's album, Bones' albums, Icy Twat, Glock 40 Spaz, Rob Banks, and Kyle Rich, Tata, and Jen Carter. See? I don't hate everything, but if we want to bring up me hating, I don't like this Dave Blunt's nigga at all. Like, okay, cool. Let's stay on topic of how rap is moving too fast, and let's talk about someone that probably can't even move at all, named Dave Blunt. First of all, I understand that some of his bars are funny, and I swear to God, I'm not a snowflake. I will openly admit that I use the F word on occasion. But not because I'm homophobic, but because that's just the word we use to describe someone who was just being lame when I was growing up. Dave Blunt, on the other hand, uses it in an actual homophobic way, which I just kind of find lame. Like, I'm sorry. And then he spams it because he thinks he's funny. What's funny is that rap is moving so fast, I'm sure 2 years from now, no one is going to be talking about this bowling ball cosplaying as a human at all. His music sucks, and I really wish y'all would stop giving this nigga streams. He literally stood up at his show and got a standing ovation for it. You want to know why? Look at him. There's your answer. And wipe that stupid smile off your face. Like, I'm tired of the man. All right, I'm hating. I'm sorry. Let me get back to the main point and just wrap this video up, because at this point, I'm just fucking rambling. At the end of the day, y'all, rap is moving too fast, right? So what can we do to slow it down so we can get back to quality music? Well, for starters, we have to stop buying these expensive ass tickets to see these massive ass artists that are already rich. I understand y'all want to see these rappers live or whatever. It's an experience, cool. I also understand that Ticketmaster and other ticket-based companies like Live Nation and etc. are behind that. But artists definitely play a part in that bullshit too. Stop sucking the skin off of Cardi, even though this man has made y'all wait 4 whole years and counting without a single project. But he's had all the time in the world to lie to y'all and go to Rolling Loud. For God's sake, leave these mainstream rappers that feed you guys audio slop in 2024. You want good music? Go look for it. You want rap to slow down? Go find better music, because I can guarantee you it is not in the mainstream. UVXEX. Later.
I go have to crash just to see